Orphan Trained Children, Lucy's Wish by Joan Lowery Nixon. Chapter 2. Lucy recognized the voice, so she pushed aside one of the boxes. Her friend Joey, a wiry, dark-haired boy, smiled at her. "Good, you're still here," he said. Lucy smiled in return. "Thank you for helping me last night," she said. "When Mrs. Olney threw me out, I didn't know where to go." "Lots of kids sleep in alleys," Joey answered. "It's just lucky I knew about this place and got you here before anybody else found it." He crawled into her shelter. "Feeling better?" he asked. Lucy nodded. "The apple and bread you gave me must have helped." "So you're not hungry anymore?" Lucy's stomach gave a hollow rumble. Both she and Joey burst out laughing. He reached inside his ragged jacket, pulled out a banana, and held it out to Lucy. Lucy knew that Joey had no money to buy such a treat. She suspected that the banana had disappeared from a peddler's cart, but she was too hungry to ask questions. She grabbed the banana and gulped it down. Joey's eyes twinkled with mischief. "If you could make a wish, what would it be? A full stomach? A clean bed in a real house?" Lucy surprised even herself as she said, "I'd wish for somebody to love me." Joey blinked and smiled sadly. "I can't give you that wish, but I can give you the next best thing." He tugged a scrap of paper from his pocket. "One of my chums who lives in the tenements got a letter," he said. "It's from a lad, name of Bertie Jarvis. He used to be one of us, living on the street. Then he went west on an orphan train." "What's an orphan train?" Lucy asked. "They're trains that take the kids who live on the streets to home on farms out west. Now listen, I'm not good at reading, so I was careful to remember the words. The lad wrote that the people who took him in were treating him swell. He said, 'Tell the others, come west on the orphan trains. Get a new mother and father. It's a good life.'" Lucy's heart leapt. A new mother and father. For an instant she could feel the warmth of her own mother's arm around her. No other woman could ever replace Mom, but if the new mother was part of a family with a little sister for her. "Are you going west?" Lucy asked. "What? Go to some strange place I never heard of?" "Not me," Joey answered. "But a mother and a father." "Who needs a mother and a father?" Joey asked. "I like New York City. I'm free here to do whatever I like. I don't want to go nowhere else, especially to a farm where I'd have to work." He made a face. "Feed the pigs. That's what they'd have me do. Feed the pigs. And that's not for me." "I want a mother and father," Lucy said, "and a little sister. They could make my wish come true." She rubbed her nose hard so tears wouldn't come. "How can I find out about the orphan trains?" Joey grinned and handed her a scrap of paper. "I got me chum to write down the address of the Children's Aid Society. The people there send orphans to homes in the West." Thankful that Mom had taught her to read, Lucy studied the address. "I know where the offices are, and I'll take you part of the way," Joey said. "But after that, you'll have to find your way to the Society's office by yourself. I got myself in a bit of trouble with an officer on that beat, so it's best I not show my face around there for a while." Lucy scrambled out of the shelter and stood up. The hot sun beat against her back. "That means I won't be seeing you again," she said. For a moment, Joey looked so lonely that Lucy wished she could hug him. But Joey wouldn't know what to do with the hug. "I hope," he said in a rush of words. "I hope you get your wish, Lucy." "Thank you," Lucy said. "But don't tell it to anyone. Wishes are supposed to be kept secret." "Then it's my secret too," Joey said. He gently punched her shoulder and gave her a smile. "Joey," Lucy began. She wondered how she could find the words to thank him for all that he'd done to help. But before she could, Joey turned to leave. "Come on, Lucy. We ought to get moving." Lucy smoothed her hair from her eyes, wrapped Baby snugly into her shawl, and followed Joey into the direction of the Children's Aid Society. So, question I had for you. It said right in here that Lucy knew that Joey had no money to buy such a treat. She suspected that the banana had disappeared from a peddler's cart. What do you think that means? I think that means that he stole the banana, when it means it disappeared. Things don't just magically disappear. It means that Joey stole it and made it disappear because he didn't have money to pay for it. The other thing that I was going to ask about is right in here. It says, "I got myself in a bit of a trouble with an officer on that beat." What does this mean in this sentence? What does a beat mean in this sentence? So in this case, a beat would be the officers would have like a path that they would walk around and watch over. So they would have maybe a couple city blocks that they would be walking around, and that would be their beat. So their feet would be beating into the path as they walked the same path over and over again, watching out for trouble in that area. So if he got into trouble with a police officer who was on that path, he's trying to avoid going in that police officer's path so the police officer doesn't recognize him and he get in trouble again.